everybody, my name's Clara.
And I'm Seth.
And welcome to our first episode of Born in a Barn. Thanks for joining us. Today we are talking about milking a cow. Alright, Seth is about to milk a cow and he's going to give you all the details on that process.
Okay, so first you pre-dip a cow so that you can get all the dirt and stuff off and kill the bacteria.
And what kind of pre-dip is it?
That's a hydrogen peroxide. Then you take your towel to get all the dirt off and you just dry each teat off and get the dip back off of them before you put the milker on. Sometimes it takes two. Get a milker.
Okay, so, yeah, plug it in. There's two hoses there.
Yep, so the big one is vacuum, and then the two smaller ones are pulsations so that you get intermediate pressure to the udder, so you have pulses.
Okay.
Pull the milk out.
So when we were little, we'd have kindergarten tours, and the little kindergartners would come to learn how to milk cows, and we'd let them stick their fingers in the inflation. Thank you, and they could then feel those pulsations, which just kind of massage the teeth, and then the milk comes out. So this cow's name is Molly?
No, wrong card. This is Opal.
Opal?
Yep.
How old is Opal?
She would be 4 years old now.
Okay. And so it's going to take her a few minutes to milk out here.
Yep.
And we will give you an update when she's done.
So she's done now. Just turn the vacuum off on the bottom of the claw body, and then you pulse it with iodine so that you hopefully prevent mastitis from starting the cow.
Mm-hmm. And so the pulsators here, these one-touch pulsators, they beep and tell you when the cow is done, but ultimately Seth has to determine that.
Yep. Some of them are a little slower and the pulsators go off before they're actually done.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the questions I get, you can just keep milking and I'll follow you.
Okay.
One of the questions I often get is, do you guys still milk by hand? And so, would you tell us what it would mean to milk a cow by hand?
So, milking a cow by hand, instead of having a milker like this, you would just, you'd have a big stainless steel bucket, or pail, whatever you want to call it, and you would just literally strip the milk out of a cow like this until you got her milked out, instead of putting a milker on it to put it in the pipeline, and then you'd have to carry the milk all the way to the milk house and dump it out after every cow.
How long do you think it takes to milk a cow by hand?
Oh,
Of course.
depending on the cow, it's probably 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're good at
Good at it.
Good at
Don't
it.
get too tired.
Yes.
And so, milking a cow with a milker, like we do,
Yeah.
takes what?
3 to 5 minutes usually.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite a bit faster, and then you can have 4 milkers going instead of 1 cow at a time.
Right. Okay, and then the other, we're kind of the middle of the milking
Yeah.
order of things, right?
Yeah.
So what's the other side of the spectrum
So
here?
there's actually 2 more, because there's robot parlors, I guess you would call them, but the cows literally just walk in to the robot, and then there's just a arm that comes out, and they put teat dip on and wipe them off, and then they put the milker on, and then it takes it off for you. So you don't even really have to be there, other than to make sure that the cows are going in. And really, the robot barns are not. It doesn't save you labor; it just changes your labor.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to bend down and get cows ready like this all the time. And
Right.
one person can milk a lot more cows with robots than
Sure.
what you can by hand. And then the other one would be a parlor. So a lot of parlors they have a pit so that you stand eye level with the back of the udder,
Mm-hmm.
kind of, and then your milkers come up from below, so you milk them from back here instead of from the front.
Ah, uh-huh.
And a lot of those are automatic takeoffs, so when the cow gets done, the milker just pulls itself off and retracts back to the milker pit.
Uh-huh.
So then all you have to do is go through and wipe them off before, put the milkers on, and then there's 2 sides, so you get one side done milking and you let them know. You put the milkers on the other side, and then you're filling, more cows come in as you're milking the other side, so you constantly have cows going in and out.
Huh.
And
So the cows move instead of the machines.
right,
Whereas here, we put the cows in, and then you move the milkers down through the barn.
yep,
Yeah. They each have their own stall
Yeah.
that they go back to every day.
yep.
And, more or less, we get them to the right stall. Sometimes it's a bit of an adventure when somebody goes to the wrong place.
And the parlors, most of the parlors have more milkers than what we do. Usually it's like, I shouldn't say there is a usual because everybody's different, but like a double 8 would have 16 milkers, so then you can get through a lot more cows in here.
Uh-huh.
My cousin, he has 20 milkers, so he can really fly.
Yep.
Yeah, she does. So, the milk, when it comes out of the cow, goes into your milker, up through the hoses, through the big hose, into the pipeline. So then the milk goes from the pipeline back to the milk house. Then it comes into the receiver jar, which is here. And then when this gets full up to the little pins there, our pump will take it from here up into the bulk tank. And then the bulk tank cools it down.
Okay. And from the bulk tank?
From the bulk tank, then actually today the milk truck will come and they put a hose in through the little outlet over there.
Yep.
And then they hook it up to the drain on the tank. And then they pump all the milk out into their straight truck, milk trucks, and then the milk goes halfway across the state for us.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, well this is Panda. She's a 3-year-old, and so that means she's had 2 calves, and she's a good milker.
You're tall and her head's down.
Sorry.
It's okay. Go for it.
So this is Opal. She's also a 3-year-old, and she's one of my best milkers actually in the barn. But you'll see her number is 133, and we put that on there so that when they're young, we don't forget who they're out of and what family they're out of.
There it is. Thanks, girl.
Okay, this is Hydro, number 112, and she's just my pet, and she milked a lot. She's a 4-year-old. She's an older cow, but she's a good friend. And that's Karen, 137.
Hey, Karen.
And she's an oddball.
An oddball?
Uh-huh. You'll never figure out what she's gonna do.
Okay.
Anyways, they need to go out and eat now.
Yep. Thanks for joining us today on Born in a Barn. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to share it. We will have another episode in a couple of weeks, and in that episode, we will talk about feeding the animals, the calves and the cows. So, see you back here soon. Thanks!